Hey friends, welcome to the Tweet Be Happy live show that goes on every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Time. So this is Darla Tweeten, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I'm very pleased to be back with you again for week 3. And I have a surprise. I think we're going to open up 2 doors tonight. We're going to open up door number 3, and we're going to open up door number 4 of the Advent calendar, which is basically, it's the 12 days of crafting. It doesn't necessarily mean Christmas like some Advent calendars could be, have a religious tone to them. Our calendar this year is more about the good feels and the comfort sayings that you may send to a person in need. So with this 12 days of crafting calendar, there is a stamp set that comes with it. And that is actually piece number 13 of the Advent calendar. And as I'm looking at it right now, there are 24 photopolymer stamps that are included in the stamp set. So there's a thank you, there's a birthday, there's a healing hugs, thinking of you, proud of you, love you for someone extra, miss you. There's a cupcake and some butterflies and some flowers. So it is multi-purpose, and that's the neat thing about doing this calendar right now is we're kind of done with Christmas. We've been doing Christmas cards for way too long. And if you're going to mail them, they really need to be in the mail the next couple of days. So I want you guys to consider looking at this gorgeous Make This Season Bright 12 days of Advent calendar. It's 12 days of crafting. So I'd really like you to look at that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip my camera down right now. So I'm going to reverse it. And like normal, you get to see my pretty stamp sets. And I'm going to slide this back just a little bit so that it shows more of my workspace. And then I'm going to just tilt it just a little bit. So let's see here. There, I think we got it. So here is the Advent calendar, and let's go ahead and put some light on the subject. What do you think about that? Can you really? Yeah, it does add, doesn't it? I just wish those lights would last a little longer. So like I said, this is our Advent calendar, and we are going to open up, we're going to open up 2 doors tonight. The past week, we've been opening up 1 door, or the past 2 lives, I should say. So tonight, we're going to open up door number 3 and door number 4. So let's go ahead and open up this box. Okay, you can see here's 5 and 6, and here's door number 3, and up here is door number 4. Okay, so let me tilt this just a little bit so that it's flat. I have this on my glass mat. Okay, ready, set, go. Let's go ahead and open up door number 3. Kind of punch it with my thumb here, and then carefully, do the perforations here. So this is door number 3 now. Oh, look at this. It's got some pretty gold shimmer gems. Can you see those? And I don't think they have adhesives on it, so they could be put in a shaker card, okay? So that's door number 3. So let's go ahead and set those over there. And let's open up door number 4 up here. What do you think? Any guesses what it is? Now, if it was a little bit bigger, I would say, oh, maybe we could have some DSP in there, some 6x6, but it's not a 6x6. Let's see what size it is. Let me get my ruler out here. And the size of the door is a 4x3 door, okay? So we know it can't be 6x6 DSP paper. Okay, let's open it up. Ooh, look what's in here. It's some labels. Look at all those labels. So they are die cut labels ready to go. Look at these. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? So they're primarily gold, and they're different shapes. Very, very nice to use with our stamp set that we have here. I want to look at these. You know, remember we had that die cut that was of the rainbow? Look at here. I don't know if you can see that or not. Can you? Yeah, you can. There you can. Gold. So it's gold, okay? Whoa, nice. Nice, nice, nice. So what we're going to do tonight is next week, next Tuesday, we will make some cards using these labels and then using the gems. So let's go ahead and put those back for right now. And what we're going to do tonight is we are going to work with the paper that was behind door number 2. And that was 6x6 paper. And it was pretty awesome paper, pretty awesome DSP. I have gone ahead and made some cards to show you with this DSP. So these are just kind of some of the pieces that I have right now. So let me show you a couple of the cards that I've made. Do you remember last week I had some of the die cuts cut out, okay? But I did not have them on a card yet. If you remember, what we did was we did these cards right here with the stamp set. And I used the Casing Tuesday 540 to do these cards using this stamp set right here that I was telling you about, that's got the 24 pieces in it. So lovely, lovely stamp set. So we did do those cards last week, okay? So this week I told you that I would do some work with the DSP, because last week all we did was use the stamps to create the wreath, and I think they turned out really nice. So when I showed them to my grandson, he wanted, since I had made 2 cards, he wanted to know if him and his brother could take them home. Wasn't that sweet? And I said, no, you can't do that yet, because I need to keep those for the ladies. So I'm trying to see if I have any comments here. Okay, Peggy, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm not real sure how to get these comments to show up better, but anyway, anyway, welcome, Peggy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Looks like there's 3 watching. I'm not real sure who the other 2 are. If you would make a comment, then I would know for sure who's on here with me, and I could give you a thanks. So what I did do, I need to have my pointer here, don't I? I need to find my Take Your Pick tool, and it's at the bottom of my adhesive kit here. What I wanted to show you was that we did have these die cut out last week, and I I pulled out the Flirty Flamingo cardstock. We used the Crushed Curry last week, but I did use the Flirty Flamingo. And I had in the folder, I had a piece of scratch paper where I had punched out 3 circles, and I thought, whoa, 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 let's go ahead and repurpose that second layer. So that's what I did. I put on, I didn't know if I should do 3 or if I should do 4. I went ahead and did the 4th one because I just felt it needed something in that corner down there, okay? So that was the way I used my die cut. So what do you think? Do you like it? I hope so. So what we're going to do tonight is we are doing casing number 542, and it has layers on it. And Dolores, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys spending your time with me tonight. So when we do this casing Tuesday 542, you need to have a card base that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then your second layer is 3 inches by 4 inches. Your third layer is 2 inches by 2 3/4 inches, and then obviously the sentiment, if you want to use it, that needs to be 2 inches by 1/2 inch. So on this first card that I did, I chose not to use a sentiment because I used a piece of the DSP. This isn't the cardstock. That's actually a piece of the 12 Days of Advent DSP. I think that's what it's called, isn't it? Let me see what it's called. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, it was in door number 2. So I remember it's one-sided. So a couple of sheets of the paper was this Flirty Flamingo, and it's kind of got a texture in it if you were to look at it closer, okay? So this is my first sample that I did of the Casing Tuesday. What do you think of that? Yeah, it turned out pretty nice, didn't it? Okay, so let's go ahead and do something with the Misty Moonlight. So let's go ahead and pull out this little set of this little card kit here. Now, if you place a $50 order with me before next Tuesday, I will send you 3 cards that are pre-made, unless you specify that you would like to have card kits. But I will send those to you as a thank you. And I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but we do have clear medium envelopes, and you can mail your cards in this, and then they go through the mail as Happy Mail, don't they? So let's go ahead and use this DSP now. The colors in it are Misty Moonlight and Secret Sea. It's quite pretty, isn't it? And this will be the inside of our card. So let's go ahead and adhere this. I couldn't remember. I know on one card I did the DSP as the second layer, but then when I did another one, I wanted to make sure that we could see it better. So I used the white layer as my second layer, and then the DSP will be my second layer. But before I do that, I'm really into this tone on tone stamping, if you haven't noticed. So what I'm going to do, sorry if that was loud. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my piercing mat here, and I'm going to put this on my glass mat, something like this. And what we're going to do is we are going to do tone on tone. So let's put this on. I put some tape on the back of that. Did you see that? But to keep it safe, just put it on your silicone mat until you're ready to use it. So what we're going to do is we are going to do some tone on tone on this this Misty Moonlight. So let's do the flowers. The flowers are right here. So let's go ahead, and you can either do first generation or you can do second generation. I prefer to do the first generation. And there again, we are going to, have the center of this, covered up, so you don't need to do the very center. And this is really a juicy pad. Okay, so let's go ahead while we're at it. And let's go ahead and do our inside card. And when I was playing around, I discovered that if I did the, first generation, which is just the, the strong ink, and if you turned it just a little bit, then it gave it a reflection of another flower, and it looks like it's part of the same flower. So let's go ahead and do that. And while we're at it here, I think I'll leave that for right now. I'm going to possibly do some crushed curry centers, but I may do that on the outside. So let's wait and do that. So we will be finishing the inside of this card in just a little bit. So let's put that up there for right now. We'll put it up there with Jesse and Jeff. I don't know if you can see them or not. So let's go ahead and take this white piece of cardstock off of the silicone mat, and we are going to apply that, you can apply it at an angle, you can apply it however you want. And then we will adhere the piece of DSP on it also. And I'm going to kind of alter that the other way. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So the white background DSP looks something like this, and then the Misty Moonlight DSP background looks like that. So kind of pretty, isn't it? Okay, so let's go ahead, and the remaining that we have on here is a sentiment that we would like to put on here. I think I'm going to stay with the Misty Moonlight, but I feel like I need to do either a flower or something like that. I do have this that I cut out, but I don't think that's going to work just quite yet. So let's go ahead and we're just gonna make this one very plain. And like I told you, we have some wonderful sentiments in this stamp set. May your heart be filled with joy. Nope, that's from a different stamp set. There's one that says healing hugs. We're going to use that one. What I'm trying to do is, do you see how I was playing around with this piece of white cardstock? I stamped the healing hugs with the old olive, and then I did the crushed curry also. So we're gonna do something like that. So let's go ahead and carefully stamp the healing hugs onto this white piece of cardstock, something like that. And then to make it kind of coordinate on here, let's go. So, oh, I know what I wanted to do. I have that new punch, the 3 banner punch. I have that punch again that I'm gonna try and use. And oh, you know what? It'd help if I would unlock it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, and I ran into this last week too, didn't I? Okay, we're not going to use that. We're not going to use that. We're going to just take a pair of scissors, and we are going to just go like this to make the banners. It's a little bit too wide to stick in that banner there, okay? So this says Healing Hugs, and then to get it to kind of coordinate, what we're going to do is we're going to take that same flower that we used earlier, you know, on the tone on tone, and we are just going to lightly stamp over the Healing Hugs. What do you think of that? Isn't that neat? Yeah, I like that. And then the other main color is the Secret Sea. So let's go ahead and grab the Secret Sea, and the little tiny center is right here. Let's go ahead and just kind of stamp off on that once, and then stamp the second one in the middle of that flower, okay? Then let's grab the centers of these flowers, and we're just going to do full strength, okay? Now, I didn't really get those in the center, so I'm going to stamp them again. And that looks kind of cute. Okay, so do you see how it's got to be an odd number. So let's go ahead and just do some little things like this onto that, and then it just kind of finishes it off, doesn't it? Fills up some of the white space. So let's go ahead and close our Secret Sea ink pad, and let's go ahead and close our Misty Moonlight. Hello, Sister Brenda. Thank you for watching. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for watching. Make a comment if you like this this color combination tonight, the Secret Sea and the Misty Moonlight. I really like it. I really like it. So let's go ahead and put this in the center of our card, something like this. Okay, so that would be the center of our card, and then to finish it off, we are going to do this sentiment right here, and I am going to cut that off just a little bit, okay? And I don't know if I want to have some gold on there or not. Let's try it. Let's take some of this gold ribbon, and let's fold it like this. And had I not, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just put a piece of double-sided tape right here on this. And do you see how I kind of laid that across the adhesive, and it stuck pretty good? So let's take some dimensionals now, and we will want to be sure and straddle that ribbon so that our sentiment lays flat on the card. So this will be our first card that we've done tonight. Now I think we need to do some splattering on it, don't we? We're going to take Old Olive. I know we don't have Old Olive on there tonight, but I think you're gonna like the way it adds. It just adds a little something. And wait till you see the inside here. And so what I do is I just tap the blend, and it puts splatter on there. So it just adds, you know, you don't have to do it, but I like to add it. So there is the center of the middle of our card. There is no sentiment on that because on the front we do have Healing Hugs. Now that Healing Hugs can be sent for various reasons. It can be you know, a sympathy card. It could be you know, a get well type of healing hug. It could be money. So that's why I'm choosing not to put sentiment on the inside. And let's go ahead, and these are some 25-27 in color flat pearls. Let's go ahead and decide what color we are going to use. One thing nice about this clear is you can lay it on top of your card and you can see which color you'd like. So I'm going to go with this cloud cover. I don't use it very much. What's it called? Yep, cloud cover. So we're going to go ahead and do that one. And you need to put 3 of these on. And you don't have to worry. There's no wrong or right way to put them on. But you do want to put them on in kind of a triangular form. So we've formed our triangle. And that is card number 1. And like I said, it's all ready to be mailed. You can put your person's address on the back of here if you'd like. Put your return address up there, seal it, put a stamp on it up here, and it'll go through the mail, making everyone's day. What do you think? Do you like that? Of course, when you send it through the mail, you're going to want that ribbon to be laying down, aren't you? Okay, so that's card number 1 with Misty Moonlight. So let's go ahead and do our next card, which is also Misty Moonlight cardstock, but we're doing a different kind of the DSP. We are going to be using the actual, it's called Basic Beige cardstock. Excuse me, Basic Beige DSP. So in following what we've done before, we could do the tone on tone, but I'm not going to do that on this card. I'm just going to go ahead and apply my adhesive to the back of this white, and my adhesive is underneath of my jewels. So there again, this time, remember when we were doing that casing 542? You could have the paper however you wanted. Let's go ahead and make this one pretty straight. There's some people, their OCD kicks in and they need to have it be straight. And tonight, as I was prepping for this, we're supposed to be getting some bad weather here in Iowa. So I thought this card needs to have a little snowdrift on it. So let's go ahead and with the silicone mat, just run some adhesive on this little piece of white, basic white, and let's put that on the basic beige right there, something like a little snowdrift. What do you think of that? And then you can kind of, you know, snow is kind of ruffled up, and so you can kind of make it rough if you'd like. Okay, now this is going to be our 3rd card layer, which is the 2 inches by 2 3/4. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to put on some more of these die cuts. And what I did was, remember last week we did this die cut right here where I had the white, basic white cut out. And I did not realize it, but the rainbows actually cut out too, and they fall out. So when I did my second one, I put a piece of double-sided tape behind it so it did not fall out. Well, when I did these tonight, I did not remember that I had done that before. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and let's just kind of dry fit this on here for right now. Now I got to keep in mind I have this snowdrift down here, so I'm wanting to use that. I had a little flower that was left in the DSP after I cut out the two oh, what do you call these? I call them postage stamps, and I cut out a little butterfly along with the 2 postage stamps. I had an extra flower, so I just kind of trimmed that in there. So let's see if we can get this all to fit nicely onto our piece of white here. So what we're going to do here is we are going to use the liquid glue, which is this right here. I don't use it very often because I cannot use it and not get sticky. But what we're going to do is we are going to just take the glue Oopsie, oopsie. Do you see what I mean? But that's okay. Don't worry about the glue getting out like that, because it's going to stay on the silicone mat and it will be fine. So I cannot believe I did that on live. Only on live would such a mess like that happen. But truly, it's not going to make any difference. It'll dry clear. Okay, I bet I'm hoping Barrett is watching me right now, because that's the kind of luck that little man has when he's using Grandma's liquid glue. He tries to be so gentle, and it just comes out raging for him. Now look now, and it's kind of like it gets to have an air bubble in it. So let's go ahead and just go like that. I'm trying to teach him that when he uses this glue, to hold it at his side, don't hold it straight up. So because I know I want this flower to be peeking out of this snowdrift over here. I really want that to happen. So I'm going to glue that right there, right now, so that it's there. And then we are going to take these postage stamps, and as this glue dries, it actually becomes like a sticker where you can, take it off and on. So we're going to put that one right there. Okay, and then this one right here, I left this, it'll be okay. I probably left it on there a little longer, and it actually is like a sticker right now. It would be sticky, but I'm not going to try it unless one of you guys want to try it. So, okay, so there's that. And we always have to have 3, remember? So then we're going to put our little butterfly like right here. Okay? So, and if you look at my silicone mat, I hope you can see it. There's lots of glue on here, but that's okay, because as it dries, you can just roll it off of your silicone mat. So I'm gonna have to, I need to put some dimensionals behind this, I believe. So let's grab the dimensionals, and we're using regular dimensionals today, so we will use 4 of them to, pop them up, and then take your fingernail and just kind of bend them in half, and then take your pick tool and just pick off the backing, something like that. Okay, I don't think I got that one. There. Okay, so now when we go to place this on our card, we have to remember that this is full of glue, so you don't want to put your card down on that. And we have to remember that we have this snowdrift here with a flower sticking up, which I think is really pretty. So what we're going to do is we are going to put it something, I want that blue flower to show. So we're going to go ahead and put it like this. So isn't that cute? But I didn't get that on straight, did I? Because I can see a little bit of this up above here. And you've got just a few minutes to, I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it because that is still wet and stuff. So then we are going to end this card up by putting a sentiment on the bottom. And this time, what should we put? I really like that Healing Hugs one, and I think I'm going to use that again. Healing Hugs. So we can put that on the snowdrift itself. We can put it up here. We can put it down there. Where do you think we should put it? Well, I do know that we're going to use the Misty Moonlight because that's what our card base is. So let's go ahead and ink it up in the Misty Moonlight. And gonna put it right here. Hold it there for a little bit. There, what do you think? Healing hugs. Now we need to do the inside of our card again. And we will, I don't know if we want if we want to use the flower again or if we want to use something different. I think I'm going to use something different. I'm going to put first of all, I'm going to put love you right in the corner like this. Love you. And then what I'm going to do is there's some little sprigs here. Right here they are. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to carry out the misty moonlight and put one right there. And I think I'm going to leave it just like that because at this point we have 3, don't we? We've got 1, 2, 3. If you wanted to, and I kind of do want to, we could take that little center that we used earlier and we could just do some little things like this. And again, we would need to do those in odd numbers. What do you think? Didn't that turn out cute? Oh, I love it. I love it when you do things on the fly and they turn out cute. So let's go ahead and center this on the center, the inside of our card. We have one more card yet to do tonight. So this is, to me, there's a little bit too much white space on there. So I am going to, again, take my old olive because it's nature. And I better close up my ink pad here before I do my spritzing. I don't need old olive ink into my misty moonlight. So let's go ahead and just kind of tap this on there. And obviously, if you don't move it, the stronger it's going, or the heavier it's going to be. Oh, I love that look. I love that look. So just kind of add some warmth, I think. You will need to be careful because you could smear it because it needs to dry. So let's go ahead and decide what kind of embellishments. Thank you, Dolores, for the nice comment that the card is cute. I tell you what, we're just kind of doing this on the fly tonight, and I am going to, I haven't used very many of the Secret Sea embellishments, so I think it's about time that we do that. And this will be a great opportunity to fill in what I call maybe some, some empty spaces. And I do like the fact that Stampin' Up! Has the 3 different sizes. Now, I don't know if that really looks like a snowdrift or not. But let's see here. I've got to find I haven't used my Wink Estella pin yet tonight. Let's use that little puppy. And I did not tell you this, but the Casing Tuesday 542 is found on page 30 of the December mini, September through December mini, okay? It's this one right here. So I always like to keep that up to the side here as a sample of what I'm doing. Okay, remember, we're gonna take this Wink Estella pin, which is basically just glitter, and you punch it and you can kind of see the glitter coming down the oil well. And then what you need to do is you just paint the glitter onto the white. Now, does it look like snow? Ooh. And this will take a little bit to dry too. So that is card number 2. And obviously it looks way different than our first card that we made. And it looks even more different than the card that I made earlier today. So it's the same sketch, but different colors of cardstock. different colors of DSP, and you're just lots of imagination. Okay, so we've been working with Misty Moonlight. Let's quick flip to, and that will need to go in a clear medium envelope. I'm going to let that Wink Stella dry. So let's try a Old Olive cardstock. Where did my, oh yeah, my silicone mat has glue on it. So, okay, so here's our Old Olive. I'm a green person. I used to think I was purple, but today I guess I'm green. So let's go ahead and take these pieces here. These are some more die cuts that we've done. And there again, I'm not really sure what we're going to do, other than I know we're going to be creating with the Old Olive. So we're going to start out with the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card base. The second layer is the 3 by 4 inches. And then the 2 inches by 2 3/4 is going to be just a piece of white again. Okay, but this time what we're going to do with the white is we are going to stamp a little bit with that, because we haven't stamped enough yet tonight. So we are going to take our beautiful flower here. You can see here where it's got kind of like leaves, branches and stuff. We need to put some flowers, and I'm gonna do it second generation, just so it's lighter. So we'll do that, and then I'm gonna go and do another, just a real light one of the green. And all flowers have a center, don't they? So let's go ahead and let's see, are we done with the Old Olive? I don't know if we are or not. So let's go ahead and do the crushed curry, I believe. Yep, we're gonna do crushed curry. There again, I'm not really sure what this card is that we're doing. We're doing it on the fly, but I do want you to, here it is. There is a bigger center here, so let's go ahead and do that one. And since I stamped off with the Old Olive, let's go ahead and stamp off with the crushed curry too. And for some reason tonight, it's taken me twice to fill in the center of those flowers. I don't know if it's meant to be that way or just what, but I don't want them to be white. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go like this and make some yellow. And I know I probably should have stamped off a little bit on those. So, okay. But what I wanted to show you was this beautiful heart. And I probably should have done those in hearts rather than that center. But look at that heart. Isn't that cute? And what we're doing is we're making our own DSP basically. So let's go ahead and we'll do this and we'll do that. And something fell on the floor. Oh, it was my clear envelope. No biggie, no biggie. So let's go ahead, and I would like to do the tone on tone on that green too, but we're not going to do that right now. So let's go ahead and adhere our second piece on, and this time we're going to go this way on the card. Okay, and then you guessed it, we're going to put dimensionals on this one here, and I'm going to just do the 2 corners for right now, and you'll find out why in just a minute. Thank you again for watching me tonight. This is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa, and I come live every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And I have been showcasing the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. Now, you could, if you wanted to, you could have this be a Christmas card if you wanted to. I'm not really sure what we're going to have it be yet, but we have this die cut here that we are going to put on with a glue dot. Do you remember last week we cut out a bunch of these die cut pieces? So I'm going to go ahead and do a glue dot right in the center of this, and then I'm going to glue it to just the white flower. We could have stamped off on that flower if we wanted to, but we're just going to leave it white. Sometimes white is just enough. So we're going to, our sentiment that we're going to use is either going to be this healing hugs, or it's going to be this big thanks, which I pre-done ahead of time because I just wasn't sure. I was trying to play around with what I kind of like the big thanks best. So then we're going to go like this, and then we are going to bend those flowers up, you know, to give them some dimension, break down the fibers. So this isn't that cute? Isn't that pretty? Now you could, I think somewhere here I had an extra green leaf. I'm not sure where it's at right now, but we would put the green leaf on there, and then we're going to do this big thanks. So let's go ahead and, where should we put this at? Big thanks. I know it's too big for one thing. We need to cut it off. I do know that. And we're going to go ahead and just angle it like this, okay? So that means then we will angle this one like this, okay? And we're going to give it just a little bit of color by just running it into our yellow pad. So a big thanks. What do you think? Isn't that cute? Okay, here's my adhesives. And when you get done with these adhesives, you've got the edges. Well, don't throw those away. You can use those. Those are very valuable too. So we're going to go ahead and put the big thanks right across here. I'm not sure if that's what you guys would do, but that's what Darla's going to do. Now I did have this flower that we haven't used yet, and I do have this flower here that we haven't used yet. We're not going to use them, I don't believe, but maybe we will. Let's go ahead and use them. Let's go ahead and use them. So how we would do that would be, remember I told you I wanted a couple of green leaves. Well, I don't have green leaves, so guess what we get to do? We get to put this inside, and I know it's Flirty Flamingo, but I think Flirty Flamingo goes really well with green, with Old Olive. I'm trying to see if there's another size leaf. Well, let's look on the thing. It looks like, nope, it looks like this would be the biggest one. Okay, there's little ones, and then there's a big one too. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, the Old Olive is right there, and what we're going to kind of do is just lift this up and do something like that. So it looks like it was planned, wasn't it? What do you think? Did you know there was such a trick as that? So, but you do know that usually where there's one leaf, there's two leaves, isn't there? So even if we can't see them, we know that they're there. So let's go ahead and put another leaf right there and another one right there. So what do you think? Didn't that turn out cute? So we will go ahead and adhere this to, well, we will want to adhere this to the inside of our card. We will want to have that be flat. So there is our flower then that will be on the inside of this big thanks card. So that is card number 3, using the 12 days of crafting with the Advent calendar. Now, guess what Darla needs to do? Yep, I gotta just splatter this just a little bit, and I'm being kind of dangerous because my ink pads are open, but that's an old olive ink pad, and this is an old olive blend. Do you see how that just adds a little bit to that? And let's go ahead and just kind of splatter this one too. And another thing that I wanted to do was, I love to use my Wink Stella on my basic white cardstock. Let's go ahead and close these 2 ink pads up. I'm closing them up mainly so that I do not put... Hello, Sharon. Thank you for watching. I think I mentioned you before. Brenda, thank you for hanging with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys watching. Do you think this would be something that you guys would like to create with the colors, using the old olive, the flirty flamingo, the misty moonlight, and a little bit of crushed curry? Can you just see what that Wink Stella brush does? Now you can also splatter the Wink Stella brush too. And obviously you cannot see it, but I can really see it, how it's just splattered with that Wink Stella. So here is card number 3. We are not going to put any jewels on this card right now because I did splatter that pretty heavily with the Wink Stella. And then inside, I'm going to do just a little bit of Wink Stella on the centers of this flirty flamingo, just to give it, and I'm not going to close it. I want to let it dry. But wouldn't that be, isn't that just a beautiful card? Would you ever expect to get a card like this with a flower on the outside? I wish I knew what flower. Hey, little sister Brenda, do you know what kind of flower that is? And then open up, and here is another flower inside. So what I'm gonna do, just a few housekeeping things here, is I told you that we're using the 12 crafting days of the Advent calendar, and tonight I have used the DSP, and we will be mailing them in the clear medium envelopes to make our postmaster happy. And so that is, we worked with the old olive tonight, and we worked with the misty moonlight tonight. Earlier today I had done the flirty flamingo, and I had also done this one earlier today too, the flirty flamingo. So I always kind of end my video, oh, that glue is still a little wet. I always end my video with these cards around my Tweet Be Happy, and then it becomes my thumbnail for my YouTube video. So just a couple of housekeeping duties. Tonight is the last night that you can do a prepaid subscription to Paper Pumpkin, and you can get 25% off up until midnight. So I went ahead and placed my order for that. So I got the 25% off, plus I got the 20% off for being a demo. So if you do the quick math, that's about 45% that I got off of my Paper Pumpkin subscription for 12 months. A must do for me. And then I did have a current subscription, so what I will do every month before the 10th of the month, I will go in and skip that month. So I actually will end up with a 24-month subscription, or if there's a month where I want to get 2 boxes, I'll get 2 boxes. So that that Cyber Monday sale ends at midnight. We have free shipping coming up the 10th through the 12th. And that's when you place an order of $75. And then be sure when you're at that $75 that you add to your cart the $5 monthly product of the month, which is a beautiful package of the blue DSP. So that's all for right now. I'm going to sign off, and I wish you all a nice evening. If you enjoyed this video, like and share it to your family, friends, and neighbors, which helps me grow my business. So God bless.